Sairam, good morning, dear children. Today I am just continuing the same lesson, The Emperor's Justice, Class 5, Subject English, Part 3 and Chapter 6. In Part 2, I have told you that King Jahangir rushed to the balcony and there he saw a very strange thing. So there was no man pulling the rope, but he saw an old horse who was tugging at the rope with all his strength, and there was a man there. So the emperor got very angry and he said, "Stop the horse right now. Can't you see your horse is playing with the rope and the bell tying with the rope is twinkling loudly or is making heavy noise?" So then what did the man say? The man said, "This is not my horse and he is not playing with the rope. He is appealing for justice. I am here only to speak for him as he cannot speak." "Then what do you want to say? What is the horse appealing for?" asked the emperor in great surprise. Then the man replied, "This is not my horse, this is my neighbor's horse. The poor animal has served him for many years. He pulled his cart and was used as a beast of burden. Now he is very old and cannot work as hard as he used to do, and his master does not like to feed him any more. Since he is not of much use now, he is starved. So his master thinks that feeding him is a waste of money. So he has bought a new horse, and this evening he was turned out of the horse and left to his fate." So in this way the man told to King Jahangir. Now this is part 2. Now we will proceed to part 3. "So you brought him here. Why didn't you keep the horse yourself?" asked the emperor. When the man told the story to King Jahangir, then the king replied, "So you brought him here. Why didn't you keep the horse yourself?" asked the emperor. So Emperor Jahangir said, "So why you brought him here? Then why can't you keep the horse yourself and feed it?" Then because the man replied, "Because I am a very poor man, your majesty. No, I can't feed him. I am really very poor. So I do not earn enough money to feed the animal. As I am very poor, I do not earn enough money to feed the animal. There is no one to take care of him. There is no one to take care of him. So he has come to you, your majesty, for justice." So it has come to you for justice. So this is the explanation of the seventh paragraph. It was a strange case. The emperor was lost in thought for a while. Really, it was a very strange case. The emperor didn't know what to do. So he was lost in thought. And at last he said, "I will give my verdict tomorrow morning." So I will give my verdict or judgment. I'll give my judgment tomorrow morning. So in the meantime, the horse will be kept in the royal stables. So in the meantime, the horse will be kept in the royal stable. So stable means a building where horses are kept. It's a building where horses are kept. So the next morning, almost the entire population of Agra gathered in the yard outside the palace. So as the emperor said, the judgment will be given tomorrow. So all the people, all the entire population of Agra gathered, or as gathered means assembled in the yard outside the palace. Yard means it's an area outside a building. It's usually with a hard surface and a wall or fence around it. It is an area outside a building. That is called yard. So as it was a strange case, the emperor was lost in thought, and at last he said that I will give my judgment tomorrow morning. So in the meantime, the horse will be kept in the royal stables. Stables, I have told you, it's a building where horses are kept. And the next day morning, almost the entire population of Agra assembled, gathered means assembled in the yard outside the palace. and everyone was curious to hear the emperor's verdict. Everyone was curious. Curious means they were surprised to hear something. They were very surprised or very eager to hear what King Jahangir used to give the judgment. So everyone was curious. So everyone was eager to hear the emperor's judgment. So at last the emperor appeared on the balcony with these ministers and bodyguards. So at last the emperor, as usual, appeared on the balcony with his ministers and his bodyguards. So he gave his judgment. So as he has promised that he is going to give the judgment the next day, so he gave his judgment, and I order that all old people should be turned out of their homes. So what was his judgment? He told that all old people should be turned out of their homes since they cannot work right now. They have no right to be fed. So what was the judgment given by Emperor Jahangir? He told that the old people should be turned out of their homes since they cannot work now and they have no right to be fed. And this is the explanation of the eighth paragraph. So people were aghast. So people were filled with horror or surprised. People were very surprised to hear the judgment that was given by Emperor Jahangir. Turn out their parents from home. They were really surprised. How can we turn out or send our parents from home? So one man stepped forward and appealed to the emperor. So one man came forward and pleaded to the emperor, where will our old parents go? So where will our old parents go, your majesty? This is not the children's, it is not the children's duty to look after their old parents. So a man came forward and asked the emperor, where will our old parents go, your majesty? This is not the children's duty to look after their old parents. So another man said, your majesty, our parents worked very hard when they were young and strong. They have earned their rest now. So another man said, your majesty, our parents have sacrificed their lives for our sake, and they have worked very hard when they were young and strong. How now they want rest. Now it is the children's duty to take care of our old parents. And I think you have understood this. Just I am summarizing the whole video now. The emperor asked the man, why didn't you keep the horse yourself? Then, your majesty, I am a very poor man. I do not earn enough money to feed the animal. So there is no one to take care of him. He has come to you. The emperor was lost in thought for a while, as it was a strange case. At last he said, I will give my verdict tomorrow morning. So in the meantime, the horse will be kept in the royal stables. The next morning, almost the entire population of Agra gathered in the yard outside the palace. Everyone was curious to hear the emperor's verdict. At last, the emperor appeared on the balcony with his ministers and bodyguards. He gave his judgment. I order that all old people should be turned out of their homes since they cannot work now. They have no right to be fed. So one man stepped forward and appealed to the emperor. Where will our old parents go, your majesty? It is not the children's duty to look after their old parents. Another man said, your majesty, our parents worked hard when they were young and strong. Now they have earned their rest. So I think you have understood this. So I'll be asking you some of the questions relating to this video. Now first question is, what was the question asked by the emperor to the man? What was the question asked by the emperor to the man, and what was the answer given by the man? And why did the emperor say it was a strange case? And why did the people gather in the yard outside the emperor's palace? And what was the emperor's judgment? So these are all the easy questions. So go through the video, understand it, then it will be very easy for you to answer all these questions. Thank you. Sai Ram.